Push, push, still allowed. The Eagles celebrate that. We will discuss it all with this very special panel. Look at this, yes! Let's go around the horn.
Show's already running long. We're running long
Where
already.
have
Let's
you
go.
guys been all my
Pick
life?
up the pace.
The return of our goats, yes!
Me.
So it's April Fools. We've been April Fooling on the show as long as we've been on this show. This is our last on this airwave, and let us be the first to say, Happy Halloween 2025. A day we're not getting, so you're getting it right now. And let me now proudly introduce the triumphant return of a Halloween and Around the Horn goats. It's Woody Page.
Am I on the show today? Check the schedule. I'm on the show. Why do I always have to straighten you guys out?
Yeah, and the return of another Halloween goat and Around the Horn Hall of Famer. You're going to have to explain this one to me.
Oh, I'm the transfer portal, Tony. Some people say I'm the worst thing to happen to college sports. It's difficult on my mental health, but, you know, I'm dealing with it.
Okay. Plasma 4, this is the Minutes Police. I see what you're doing there, all right.
We are absolutely here. Let's keep the show moving. Everyone's on a minutes restriction, and the guy from Denver has the right to remain silent. He should exercise that right.
Now,
Keep it shut, partner.
Plasma
Mute it
2, I'm
already.
looking at a blank screen right here. What do we got here, Plasma 2? Make an entrance.
Oh, look at that.
Hit me to the hip, 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 hop.
The-
Don't stop.
That is Aura. That is Aura, McNeese State manager Amir
That's a
Khan.
juvenile.
He's gotten more
That's
than
a
viral.
juvenile.
He is now taking over Around the Horn. Welcome, Amir. Yes, rock that. All right. That's our panel today. Let's go around the horn. First word. UConn, 78. Southern Cal, 64. A complete win for the Huskies for Final Four number 24. But this group of Paige Becker's AZ Foot looking to end a 9-year drought of championships. Freshman Sarah Strong. Huge game from her last night. Nothing better than a strong Sarah. Is there any other kind of Sarah, some might say? Texas, 58, TCU, 47. Around the Longhorns, Madison Booker putting together an all-time tournament. So, I loved Vic Schaefer at the end of this game when he said, I'm not of their world, but they are mine. Those were bars, too. I wanted to single that out. So now we have a 1 and a 1 and a 1 and a 2 in this final to go with our 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. It's the chalkiest chalk that ever chalked. Woody Page, you know a thing about chalk. Texas and UConn, and in terms of the Huskies, are they the one to beat?
Are they the one? I got a story. I don't think I've ever told this before. Maybe I've told it before. I don't think I've told this before, but I was drinking Irish whiskey with U2, and Bono says to me, 1, but we're not the same. And not all these games are the same. Not all these teams are the same. Tony, Sarah Strong, Paige Beckers, 1. We got to take care of each other, and that's what they've been doing. And this is Tony. Oh, hell. This is a team that AZ Fudd couldn't play dead for 3 quarters, and they were fine. But UCLA, Lauren Betts, the woman of Westwood, the Tower of Power, she has something to say about
What
this.
does the blackboard say? April Fools me twice.
Oh, hell, Tony.
Amir Khan, join us here on Texas and UConn advancing last night.
First of all, Tony, this answer is sponsored by Buffalo Wild Wings, the very best wings in America. Hello,
Yep.
did the Cash App?
Yep.
The Cash App went. This answer is sponsored by Wingstop, Tony Reale, the very best wings in America. Now, on to my answer. This is about Paige Beckers. 71 points in the last 2 games. The biggest star, the 6th biggest star out of March Madness this year. 1 through 5 is Amir Khan. But other than that,
Two of this Final Four here?
Yeah, sure. I mean, look, everybody likes to look at the stars, right? I'm looking at players that I'm familiar with. UConn, Caitlin Chen. She wasn't at UConn all the time. She came through me, the transfer portal. She was at Princeton. What did she do? She had a great game for UConn. And how about Kyla Oldacre at Texas? Another transfer. She came from an area I'm pretty familiar with. Miami came through here all of a sudden. Magic. She's in the Final Four. So those are the players you really got to pay attention to. The ones that have experience, who have been through some tougher times in other other locations and are now shining.
And officer, minutes police, please. Floor is yours on this Final Four.
Well, we need load management, especially for the guy from Denver. I'm excited to see Texas, South Carolina, but UConn right now, that's the team of the tournament. They have the biggest star, Paige Beckers, especially with Juju Watkins out. I don't like the fact that Paige played 40 minutes or that Sarah Strong played 40 minutes. Gino Auriemma should be tried for war crimes. Who the heck is he to think I'm going to win by playing my stars a lot of minutes? The minutes police don't like that. But Paige, 103 points in her last 3 games. No UConn player had ever done that. Think about the tradition of that program. And then Sarah Strong, and we've never had a Sarah Strong on this program. She is the daughter of Allison Feaster, the Celtics executive who many years ago at Harvard beat Stanford, who was the number 1. But Sarah Strong, first freshman in 25 years to have 3 tournament games of double-doubles. Pretty good.
But if she logged too many minutes, police.
And that's a problem. It's a problem.
Let's keep this moving then.
Big problem.
Next story is all about you, transfer portal. Olivia Miles could be the number 2 pick in the WNBA draft, but nope, not going pro, but still going. She's leaving Notre Dame, headed for the transfer portal. This has been a stunner in women's college basketball. So, Mr. Transfer, everybody loves you. What makes you so amazing?
Actually, Mr. Transfer was my dad. I'm the transfer portal. My dad was a lot more strict. A lot of the students like me a lot better than my dad, and I'm loving it. But, oh, by the way, Olivia Miles, we were just having a meeting in here about her. How excited are we? A 2-time All-American, the current leader in triple doubles, and she's transferring? I mean, come on. It's sad for Notre Dame. They were number 1 for a while. Looked like they might have been a Final Four lock. Instead, things kind of fell apart, and now she's leaving. But here's what I love the most. Even after she transfers, my favorite thing in the world is to have options. And when she's done with college basketball, she can do the WNBA. She can go play in Unrivaled. She can go, my guy overseas, portal, a little bit tiring of a job. Maybe he doesn't have to do it as much. I really like what Olivia Miles is doing.
Vince Police doesn't like the length of that answer, but let's go to Amir Khan now.
I'm sorry, was that the transfer portal talking? I could hear it over my money machine that I get when I don't even have to use the transfer portal. You are obsolete, Mr. Portal. People like me, we go where we please. Now, I understand that Olivia may be using you, and she's going to be getting a lot more money this year. Maybe she's trying to maximize when she goes to the WNBA in a couple years, but I know that people like her and me, when we're going to need more money, we go to TurboTax to handle all of our tax needs for all of our money. It's an easy system to go through, and everything works out perfectly. TurboTax for anybody who needs it.
I hope we signed him as a show sponsor before we went and did that. You got a little bit. Woody Page, please, around the horn to you.
Tony, after all these years, I've spent more time with you than 3 of my wives. I would think by now you would know my answer to this question, which is money. The answer is always money, and this is the last season that they're going to use this CBA, the WNBA. And when it changes, they're probably getting more money, especially the rookie contract. So Olivia Miles decides to stick around, and when she comes out next year, she gets more money. Obviously, this reminds me of a story, and this might be the first time I've ever told that. I'm not sure. I might have told it before, but I was playing blackjack with Michael Jordan in Monte Carlo. It's a gamble. This is a gamble. She tore her ACL last year. She missed the season. She gets injured again, and her stock plummets. Or she has a season like Haley Van Lith at TCU, and her stocks go up. Speaking of stocks, I should probably look into my portfolio. I haven't looked for a new job in 57 years, and I'm told this one's going to.
Okay, all right. Woody Page, the all-time wins leader, all-time mute leader, and we're gonna add that to Woody's all-time number, actually. Minutes Police, officer, what do you got for us?
Oh, what a waste of time. But Woody happens to be right about something. Most wins on this show, he's made the most money, so he's right. This comes down to money for Olivia Miles, who's a Jersey girl, so why not come maybe to Rutgers, since I kind of financed the team myself. She played, how about this? 31.7 minutes. I'd like to see that number come down, but she must have an agent who's telling her more money if you stay in college. Wait for the WNBA to figure out their CBA. Smart kid who went to Notre Dame and is a Summit, New Jersey girl. She's got a head on her shoulder.
All right. Woody Page in the lead with 38. Amir Khan 19. The transfer portal. Don't call him Mr. Transfer. That's his father.
Did somebody say Jersey girl?
And the Minutes Police 15. We'll take a break. Buy or sell next.
The hosts load managed for 2 weeks. Smart man.
Some familiar faces here as it's Halloween 2025 on Around the Horn. And one thing I noticed, let's take a look at Woody Page again. The chalkboard here for buy or sell tried retirement table. So 16 owners reportedly were ready to ban it, but they didn't have the votes. They needed 8 more. They didn't think they would get it, so it's on pause. They could revisit in a month. A rule change that did go through. Touchbacks now to the 35-yard line. League wants more returns. Another change that went through. Both teams will get the ball in overtime, even if a touchdown is scored on the first possession. But here's one more I want your take on. This press release came through. Beginning immediately this season, Sony Hawkeye virtual measurement technology will assess and identify first downs after a ball spot. Hawkeye will be across all stadiums, 6 8K cameras track the optics of it. The system integrated with the league's existing replay system. Chain Gang is now said to be on the field, a secondary usage. Woody Page, which of today's rule changes, or almost rule changes, are you buying?
I'm selling the tush push, Tony. The first time I was on this show in 1940, the Rules Committee report said that we prioritize entertainment insofar as the officials and the rules can help it. And the tush push is not entertaining. Kind of like this show when I'm not on it. And when you think about the tush push, it's like you're very close to the goal line and you need a little help. Kind of like me trying to get to 700 wins. It reminds me of a story. I don't know if I've told it before. I might have told it, but I have. I lost a camel race. It was a Wednesday in 1972, hump day. And I just needed a push.
Time.
Amir Khan, please. What you buying? What you selling?
Good answer, Woody. Good answer, Woody. Good answer, Woody. You got your voice sounds a little raspy there. I can get you some water if you need some water. You sweat a little bit on the show. I got a towel for you. You can put a little towel on your head to help with the show. Anyway, in terms of the tush push, you can't ban the tush push, just like you can't ban the aura. Those things may seem unfair. Everybody wants a little aura. Everybody wants a little tush push. They can have them. Keep them both in the game, and if you can't replicate it, I don't have nothing for you. Anyway, Woody, I got some for you. I got a towel for you. Got some water, whatever you need,
Portal,
buddy.
what are you buying? What are you selling from the NFL rules changes?
Oh, Tony, I want to talk about this tush push. You know I'm all about getting somebody from point A to point B, however many times they want to, whenever they want to. So you would think I'm all about this, until I watched the NFC Championship game. With all the penalties and the referee threatening to put a score on the board, I wanted to be anywhere but there. In fact, I did go somewhere. I went to Norman, Oklahoma. It was pleasant. I loved it. But look, I don't think that they should keep this rule. I feel like maybe you can convince me if they change the name. If it was, I don't know, the first down portal. Maybe I'd be okay with it. Right now, get it out of my
And Officer PD.
Hawkeye is a victory for the Minutes Police because it does something that we all care about. It's going to save a lot of time. Not going to do Josh Allen and the Bills any good because that was a first down last year. And that brings me to the tush push. Why is it that Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts, Buffalo with Josh Allen, they're the 2 best teams, the 2 best quarterbacks at doing it, and you're trying to eliminate it? If they were last place teams, people wouldn't even bring it up. Just because they're good at it, try to stop it as opposed to legislating it out of the sport. Shame on the owner.
Buy or sell
Good
two,
job.
another story from the NFL. Totally bogus. Who said it? A Woody.
Woody Johnson.
Yes. Jets owner Woody Johnson about the F grade players gave him in the annual players survey. The only owner to get an F. Jets as a team finished 29th across the board. Woody, you speak Woody. How does this Woody sound?
I think he's besmirching the good name of, well, Woody's everywhere. I've heard this playbook before. Bogus. I don't trust the votes. Reminds me of the time I flew with the Blue Angels. I got sick from all the spin. I feel like this answer is as bad as the Jets, but also I feel like he's giving his employees an option for a buyout. Not the players, but the staff. And he said that they could reevaluate their choices in life, see if they want to stick around. I've been reevaluating my choices ending up on this show for decades. And he said if you're looking at the same thing every day, maybe you get bored with it. Tony, you've been looking at the same thing for 23 years. You bored with it?
Amir Khan, let's not answer that question right now, please.
I know a locker room that's missing some good locker room managers. The Jets are missing some locker room managers. That's a bad problem. I'm on my way. Catch you guys later. See you next time.
Transfer portal.
Tony, I'm working on the professional ranks here myself and I keep getting calls. They're all coming from New Jersey. It's a bunch of people wanting to leave the Jets, and so I'm not going to give away too much because I'm just getting into the business. I'll let you know what happens after a few of these phone calls.
All right, so I'm all about reduced minutes, but they haven't had a playoff minute since 2010. Young Khan was in preschool when that happened. That's a problem. I got a bunch of buddies on the job who are season ticket holders. They're getting rid of their season tickets. Woody Johnson can complain about surveys. What about the results? That's what matters. Longest playoff drought in the NFL. Embarrassing, and that's on him. So there.
All right. Thank you for your service today, officer. Amir Khan gonna go grab some
boy.
aura somewhere else. But this is where we always knew we would end. Woody Page versus the transfer portal. We got two goats in overtime. Next.
I might be here.
Let's give Woody Page a chance to talk about the Chicago Cubs. We had a cycle for the Cubs, first time in 3 decades. Carson Kelly. But we also had a 7 RBI day for Ellie De La Cruz. The Reds superstar is torpedoing. So Woody Page, who had the more impressive night?
Well, Torpedo Wood was actually my nickname in college, but it has to go to Kelly. I saw him trying to leg out that triple. It felt like me going for 700. In order for me to get it, I'm tired, I'm winded. A couple people might have to run into a wall.
Transfer portal.
I'm sorry, I was in here laughing at that joke. Look, if you can finish a cycle, check that off the box this early in the season, that's a heck of an accomplishment. Transfer portal puts a stamp on that.
Point to Woody Page. Showdown 2, free food. Coastal Carolina football saying concessions are free next season. So unlimited hot dogs, nachos, popcorn, and fountain drinks. Portal, is this a game changer?
It's a game changer if you're trying to stay fit, but I will say this. I really hope they have enough portals in those bathrooms, if you know what I mean, because those games are long and that's a lot of nachos.
Woodrow.
We've been getting free food in the press box since 1932 when I started. We love free food, but you couldn't do that in Denver, Tony. Mile High City, the Munchies.
Yes.
You would be eating out of house and home.
Nobody saw this coming. A split win and joint FaceTimes first 30 seconds in the transfer portal.
Wow, Tony. If you don't mind, I'll break character a little bit. It's me, Israel Gutierrez.
What?
And, been on this show since 2008. Very sad to see it going. But I was so glad that I could be here on this October 31st of Halloween, my favorite episode. Love you guys. Love the show. Thanks for having me.
And Happy New Year to you, Israel Gutierrez. And now another win. Woody Page.
Yeah, it's me, Sarah Spain. Shocking.
What?
It's me in here. I've said this before, but this was my favorite job of all time, and I'm so sad to see the show going away. But I wanted to tell a quick story. About a week or two into starting the show, I'd been on a couple episodes. Woody Page sent me an email and said I was doing a great job. He said I really seemed to understand the show wasn't about just stats and numbers, but about creating connection with other panelists, making jabs at each other, and I was doing a great job. That really meant a lot to me and made me feel good about being part of the show. So shout out to Woody. We love you.
That is a story that's never been told before for the first time. And Woody was giving advice on what the show. I don't know if Woody even knows what the show is. The friends we made along the way. Is that what you're telling us what the show is? Yes, of course it is. I mean, it has been one of the honors of my career to work with you, Sarah, and you, Israel, and of course, as well, David Dennis Jr. and Frank Isola. But
Frank.
Being away from you for the last year or two, I need to catch everybody up. I'd said this once before, one of the great moments in Good Will Hunting, when your friends, you show up to their door and they're not there because they're out doing amazing things. Israel Gutierrez on his podcast, Oddball, with Amin El Hassan, and all over Meadowlark Multiverse, and his NBA takes on Sirius Radio, and his 8-part series, 4 Years of Heat. It's awesome. It's available on iHeartRadio. It was such a success. Let's get another series going. iHeartRadio on the Warriors Dub Dynasty. The trailer is out right now. And Sarah Spain, we adore you. It's terrific to have you back. Your show, Good Game with Sarah Spain, the only daily podcast about women's sports on iHeartRadio. You're in your first season, already winning awards. The Icon Award for Social Impact. Everyone needs to listen to your episode with Christine Brennan.
is incorrect. And I'd rather pay more and get it right than I had pay less and screw it up.
What do agents think of you got when you have those direct talks with players?
The agent is not a factor here or something to worry about. And I don't know his name.
Woo, okay. Micah Parsons did not love to talk about his agent, posting, "David is the best, and I will not be doing any deal without David Mulgeta involved." That's his name, by the way. Like anyone with good sense, I hired experts for a reason. There's no one I trust more when it comes to negotiating contracts than David. There will be no back doors in this contract negotiation. Adam, what more can you tell us about a potential new deal for Micah Parsons?
Well, Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons were clearly discussing the parameters of a new contract, and Jerry Jones there came out and spoke out against the agent. I don't think that statement obviously played well with Micah Parsons. We can get Ryan Clark to talk about it. He knows David Mulgeta very well as well here, but this deal is not getting done without the involvement of David Mulgeta, despite the fact that Jerry Jones thinks it could. And I think the two sides made progress, but there's not going to be a deal here that gets done without David Mulgeta's involvement at this time. And speaking of deals that are a ways apart, Brock Purdy and the 49ers have been talking. They're not close to a new deal at this time. The 49ers have made it very clear, as Jed York has said, they want him to be a 49er for a, quote, long time. But there is a disagreement over value right now. The 49ers have his contractual rights this year, could franchise him 2 more years. And the Pittsburgh Steelers continue to wait for an answer from Aaron Rodgers, but the Steelers owner and president Art Rooney II said today that all signs are positive and that he hears that essentially Aaron Rodgers eventually will be coming to Pittsburgh. Last weekend, Rodgers and DK Metcalf threw together a throwing session at UCLA, so clearly Rodgers is seriously thinking about signing with Pittsburgh, but no agreement.